Monster is out in theaters, latest Japanese film directed by Kore-eda who previously made Shoplifters and Broker, both of which I really liked. This one is much less a comedy drama and much more just drama, dealing with themes of perception, repressed identity, and social norms acting as shackles. The story is about a young boy, Minato, being raised by a single mother. One day he starts acting strangely, loses a shoe somewhere, says weird things, goes off during the night only to be found in some hiding place in a nearby forest. His mom gets worried and eventually gets it out of him that he's having trouble at school. There's a teacher abusing him verbally and physically. She takes action and reports it to the school. They seemingly want to sweep it under the rug, protect the teacher. It's the kid's word against his. And then the story goes from there in ways that end up fairly unexpected at first. The narrative structure is basically that of Kurosawa's Rashomon, where we see the same story unfold multiple times, each through the eyes of a different character. In this case, first the mother, then the teacher, and finally the child, Minato. Each playthrough reveals new information and recontextualizes what's going on and shows how a different person can have a completely different view of a situation. I thought that narrative structure was executed rather well. I liked how not only it makes it clear that sometimes strong opinions and preconceptions are formed on the basis of just little scraps of information and lead to totally wrong conclusions. I also liked how the film subtly shows us what are the important things in the lives of each of the characters. From the mom's perspective, it's all about her against the teacher, her against the school, protecting the kid. Then we switch to the teacher, and it, we see that for him, that storyline with the boy, which kind of reminded me of The Hunt with Mads Mikkelsen, is not really the only thing in his life. He's got his girlfriend at home, he's got his fish, he worries about another student. And finally, when we get to the boy and his friend, we see just how much of their lives is just hanging out together. The whole school storyline, the whole drama often falls to the background. It's completely different perspective. The director mentioned in an interview that the film is really about all these people who are confined by various social norms and expectations about them. It's true of every important character, but especially of Minato, who is struggling with his homosexual feelings slowly forming at this very formative age. It's clear that they are extremely confusing to him, and with not that much to go off of in terms of similar experiences or teachers, etc., he is forced to conform to what's going on around him and sort of pretend in public not to have these feelings and act the opposite way, play the bully. Crucially though, the visual language of the film makes it clear that these scenes where he's visible to others, where he hides and pretends, are colder in terms of color, whereas the scenes with just the two boys are warm and happy. I also want to say I really like the attention to detail throughout and the various little elements sprinkled here and there already in the mother story that only later become very important to the plot. Things like the missing shoe, the building fire in the opening sequence, the horns playing suddenly at school, the monster song. It's a slow and patient film that requires you to really invest your attention and time before you really learn what it's even about. But when you do, I think it's easy to appreciate it. I liked the movie. I thought it was melancholic and at times tragic, but at the same time not devoid of hope. I still probably like the two previous films from Kore-eda just a bit more, but this one is also fairly solid.